Welcome, welcome, beautiful friends. Hello. We've got books galore. But what do you expect? What do you expect? I'm sorry, did you expect us to be more organized? Don't we all expect that? And by us all, I mean it's just not a thing. I'm not as organized as I could be, and as I will be one day. Lord willing. It's just not today. That's okay. It's not today. And that's okay. Okay. So, we can do that in a moment. Okay. I have a lot I would like to speak about, but I would like to get clarity before we jump in. Responsibility, trust, patience, balance, and authenticity. There's a unicorn, there's a world, there is a woman knitting, there's balance, hands out, and same with authenticity, except there's a heart that is glowing. I want to really shuffle these cards well because we were just using them earlier today before I went to work. So I just really want to make sure that they are going to be receiving this message that we have now, that we're looking for. Which I believe they might coincide, which they do, but I don't know if that's going to play out in today's conversation. Okay, I just know that there's an order to things, and I want the order to be correct. I'm just not really good with timelines. I'm better with the whole thing laid out and then making a timeline, and like that's really extremely difficult in something like this. As I say that, I like got like goosebumps on the back of my neck and like on the back of my arms, and it's intensifying. So I feel like and believe that what I'm saying is real. That one's wanting to stay up. We're looking for a message. Holy Spirit, angels, guides, we are looking for a message of what we're going to speak about in the order of divine order. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we get closure on this message? Anything else you want to say? Anything else? Okay, so I said that I think that these messages were going to intertwine. And I was right, because this is the first card that popped out and it fell on the ground earlier, and it's the Ace of Wands. This is significant. This is significant because earlier there was a card that popped out that had the same, well, not the same, but very similar bird. I don't know if it was the same bird, with a stick that had fire coming from the end. There was a person riding it that was holding it with their hand, and it had the fire coming out at the end. And I had mentioned it. But in this one, it's very interesting because the bird is on the stick, on the wand. And the fire is coming from the hand. And the bird it's like a part of the message. Interesting. So that's interesting. And I'm also being drawn to that. The 10 of discs with the peacock feathers. And the foundation full of jewels. Interesting. So, okay, yeah. So look at the peacock's head, the way it's pointed. See? It's facing the opposite direction. Both of the heads are facing the opposite direction of the home, of the goal. See, the shaded out family is walking towards a goal. And the peacocks are not looking. I'm highly drawn to the peacocks because of the feathers. To me, they resemble evil eyes. And this is important because the jewels, it's like foundational. This is foundational truth that has been protected by evil eyes. I mean, or maybe not even the evil eyes. It doesn't have to be evil because the peacock essentially is an evil in itself. So we have to be careful of calling things calling things what we call them, because some things aren't evil, some things, you know. So it could just be like maybe the foundation has been protected by eyes, onlooking eyes, because they haven't really been looking in the right direction. Interesting. I think this is so interesting because I'm not exactly sure where this message is going as of right now, but this one card is with the birds, both of these cards, honestly. I'm being reminded of our own eyesight. What we're looking at has a huge part of where our heart is, where our hearts are at, where our minds are at, and what we're thinking about, where our nervous systems are set. Honestly, it's with our eyes, with our ears. And not just that, it's more than that, but that's a really good foundational beginning of what we're talking about here. And what are we talking about here? Well, we also have the world, and it's in reverse. I love how piercing her eyes are. And the world is floating above her hand. She also has a head in her hair and a eagle's head in her hair. And she has a lion on one earring and a bull on the other earring. She has a snake tattoo, like an Ouroboros snake, like the snake's eating its tail. And she has the elements tattooed on her arm. It's almost like the snake is representing infinity as well. Okay. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the world. We're also talking about the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. The Ether Realm. I'm drawn to this big rock here because we're currently doing the foundational work. The foundational work of what? What are we talking about? The foundational work of what we're doing here, which is so true. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for bringing this together in only the way the Spirit can. And love, love, love. We're doing foundational work. Look, I'm reminded of this. Well, how did we get the jewels in there, right? How did this even happen? How did this even exist? And it's because we have to do the emotional work. The Suit of Cups is extremely important because it's emotional work. It's like you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't drink from an empty cup. You can't do much with an empty cup besides wash it and put it away. But cups are like there to be filled and to be refilled. And so we like to think of that as an opportunity to... So I'm looking at this. So I don't think I showed you the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of ether going on here. And ether, I mean like in the astral realm. The shadow man is on a road leading to the outer planets. And there is a bunch of like very interesting plants, mushrooms surrounding these cups here, and there's water with stars reflecting the water and a canoe in the background. The opportunity to escape. He has a couple options, right? I would say that this card represents opportunity. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, look at his feet. He's got one foot on the path and one foot off the path. Representing there's an option, there's a choice to be. He definitely has an opportunity. He's got 3 cups on this side, so he's got an abundant choice on this side with the canoe, but he's got more in the unknown, and that's probably why he's feeling more led on that path. And I say that even though most of his body is hanging off, because he keeps looking in that direction. And that's amazing, because that's literally what I was just talking about. He's looking in that direction. You see that? You witness that? That's important, because even look at the sky. Look at the sky eye in the 4 of Cups. This 4 of Cups, yeah. Look at the sky eye. I'm looking at his eyes here. Yeah, his eyebrows are pretty light, and so are his eyes. Now, I could be reading too much into it, potentially, but I don't know. Maybe not. What is this shadowed family? I'm pointing out the shadow family because there's there's shadow people in each of these cards. Okay? If we're talking about eyesight, and we're extremely drawn to her eyes, right? This is reversed, but even reversed, we're so drawn to her eyes. And her hair. Like, her hair is the shadow in this picture. Like, everything else is so vibrant and beautiful. And so is her hair. I mean, for goodness sake, it's gorgeous. But it's the shadow aspect. I mean, it's holding a head of a man and an eagle in her hair. So I would definitely say that's the shadow aspect. And these shadow aspects are people. Okay? What are they looking at? In the family card, they are walking towards what they're looking at. And the peacocks are not looking at the same thing that they are looking at, nor are all their feather eyes. Okay. Oh. And as soon as I said that, like, I'm automatically drawn to the way the fire flames coming off of the hand, how it looks, and how it looks with is that not familiar? I'm getting very similar vibrations from that. And I would say that like, the way people see, there's so many eyes in the world. Like, this is helping that, like, I'm learning through me right now. This is like so good. I've missed this. Okay, so there's so many eyes. There's so many perspectives. There's so many ways to see. Oh, wow, okay, this is just so intense, okay. There's so many ways to see. So many ways to experience life. Like, we learn these stories in the Bible. Not just there, but like in every part of life. But to like give this some sense of order and some sense of consistency. We see these things in Scripture, like with the brother who ran away and came back, right? The two brothers who lived in the same house. They had two different perspectives. Okay, so let's bring it even farther back. Joseph and his brothers and his 11 other brothers. There was 12 brothers total, right? So what happened? Well, they all had their own individual eyesights. Most of them followed down similar paths, but the point of the matter is not all of them were the same, right? Multiple people can live and grow up and be around the same people and see differently. It doesn't always have to be a negative thing. Even if other perspectives are tricked, deceived, or even accidentally believing, or even just, you know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be negative in that sense either. What if they're seeing the truth? You know what I mean? There's just multiple ways to see, multiple ways to have perspectives, and not everything can be tied down into one eye. Even like eye color itself, there's multiple different eye colors. Even different color, even different types of ways to see color in the eyes itself, right? There's color deficiency, and then there's having a normal way to see. And isn't there like a astigmatism? I'm not sure what it's called, but wherever you see like multiple different types of lights, especially like at night, or like being super sensitive to lights, like there's eyes work differently. And I'm reminded of that looking at this card. And so when I'm looking at this card, it doesn't have to be the evil eye. I mean, it could be. Of course it could be. That could definitely be one of the eyes, right? But it doesn't necessarily, they don't all have to be that way. But I think the point of the matter is that a lot of eyes, a lot of eyesights, a lot of different perspectives are going to be looking at the foundation full of jewels in different ways and in different perspectives. The same foundation, the same multifaceted with multifaceted jewels, different eyes are looking at. The same foundation. And this is important because this is also in the ether realms. So many stars. This is just the beginning of this work that we're doing. There's no family. It's just like one lone person doing the emotional work, but getting somewhere. I love that the flower is the color of the jewels. I love that. It's a long road. We have choices. We're just beginning. We do have choices. We have multiple choices of things we want to talk about. But the main thing is the world. The state of the world. The way the world views the elements, and you know, I'm drawn to how much yellow is going on in this picture, and then the yellow around his neck. You see? She's got yellow around her neck. In the world, it's like holding the world. And she's also got yellow on her wrist and on her waist. I'm reminded of the belt of truth and the breastplates of righteousness. Everyone else is barefoot. I can't really see what she's wearing. But it doesn't really matter. There is an important message. Important, very important messages that need to be delivered. And I will be delivering them. I will be delivering them to the world with my hand. Very important messages. Foundational messages for the new journey that we are on. And although this journey may feel very lonesome right now, and there are multiple options to choose from and go on, we're doing it for the family. That's the main goal. Unity. Unity where? Unity where? Unity where? Unity in the ether realm, and foundational realm, and physical realm. Okay? Physical realm, ether realm. Where? In the world. The entire world. There's something else here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so a lot is happening here. So we talked about having a fiery message coming in by hand, being hand delivered to the world. Oh, this is a woman holding a world. This is the Prince of Discs. Look at his hands. And he's holding a pentacle. He's on a bowl with plants growing, very grounded earth energy, which is beautiful. He's also barefoot. No, he's got sandals on. Yeah. And she's, like, his is touching his hand and hers is elevated above her hand. So not just a message. It's a message from the sky to the earth. 1000%. Yeah. She's in the ether. She can blatantly see the stars. She is there. She has a message to bring. A message to bring from where? To who? To the earth. Look around this card. Those are earth things. Look at this card. Very earthy. This is harmonious earth. And I love it. But what gets you thinking? It's this that this was right on top of, and it's the Tower card. And this certainly ties in with the message earlier. Okay? Because if we remember correctly, I was very drawn to the hands. And yeah, here we are again. Talking about the hands. Oh. Excuse me while I get goosebumps on my kneecaps and on the back of my neck, because look at what this tower is on. Look at what this tower is on. Look at it. Look at what this tower is on. Do you see? My friends, does that not resemble the foundation that we're talking about? Notice the the coins, the pentagrams, the pentacles that are floating in the ether realm here. Yeah. This ether realm message literally being brought down, being hand delivered from the ether realm. What is it going to do? It's going to bring a tower moment. This is the point of the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Gripping onto the worldly systems that we've built our foundations upon. are going to go up in flames from this ether message that everyone will see. It will catch flame. It will. The earth, the ether message that is coming to the earth to bring plenty, to bring abundance, it's going to bring a tower moment. And that is, and it is, that's what the weeping and gnashing of teeth is all about. And these cards here, the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands, are here to testify. We have the Five of Cups. Look at all the crying eyes. Look at her hands in that eye. Look at the two cups in the background, and look at all these cups fallen. This is so significant. And so is this Medusa looking lady. Five of Wands with her eyes, very stern. Very sure. I'm not talking about the story in general because I'm talking about the picture here before us. Very stern. But what is she thinking about and what's in her hair? Well, she's got some things caught up. And it looks like nature. Very interesting because it's very cold at the bottom and then it's very warm at the top. And we actually drew it this way. Wow, okay. So and the water goes in. Goes in where? Her mouth. And touches all of these things. But the sadness from the tower moment can refill our cup. Because we can learn compassion again. We can rebuild a new foundation. For new heaven, new earth, with a new garment. And I say all of this very, very confidently because we also have the Lovers here reversed. And it's a mess. This card's a mess. And it's comforting though because we have the Five of Wands reversed. We have the World reversed. Okay? So we have the World reversed. We have the Five of Wands reversed. So it's like the world has its thoughts really caught up. Really caught up. And it's natural, like it's nature sticks. It's like the wonders of the I can't make this stuff up, you guys. Oh my God, God is so so cool. Like, if we're not using the Bible at all times, like, he's really showing up in ways I need a treat. I need a sweet treat. Okay, I said like nature sticks. Because there's like nature on them. There's a sunflower, there's a frog, there's a bee, there's like a bird head, and there's like a butterfly. So like nature sticks. And then like I remembered. Yeah. The stick. Or the wand. Or the rod. Mercury, a message. The caduceus, right? That's exactly what we will be talking about. And it's going to bring fire. But remember, fire of the Holy Spirit. It's going to bring a transformation. And I say this confidently. Because we need a transformation. The fountain we have built is leaking. And if it's not leaking yet, it's about to leak really, really a lot. Okay? Because it's built on a rock. It's built on the wrong foundation. There's no jewels growing from this foundation, and that's why the tower is in flames. It has a rocky foundation. Okay? The world systems, the 666, the Antichrist, the way we have things set up needs a lot of foundational work. Foundational work. How do we grow a flower from nothing? Well, you look up. You put faith around your neck and you believe the spirit realm. You believe the message that's coming in. From the ether realm. And this is a man. And this is a woman. And there's a message coming to shake things up. Sorry, my battery died. I love this message because these two are willingly open. There's a snake in the trees, there's angels flying, the sun is shining bright. Even though there's a mess going on, they're naked and they're open. Okay? And their bare feet are touching the earth. The green grass. It's so beautiful. Everything behind them is on fire. And yet they're still open and ready to receive. And the angels are flying. And the beautiful sunshine. And I find that so fitting. Because what is this fiery message I'm talking about? What is this fiery message? That's coming to the world. It's gonna shake things up. What is this fiery message that I have that's gonna come and shake the foundations up? And get our minds thinking. And our eyes seeing very laser focusedly. What? What is this message that's coming, that's here, that's grounded? Grounded on what? Grounded on a solid foundation. Not only is it being protected from the different perspectives, but maybe different perspectives are protecting the foundation. And I'm drawn to the sleeping snakes because there's 4 sleeping snakes in this picture, and there's only one that's awake. Well, we want to be vigilant. We want to make sure we're saying the right things at the right time. And appropriately sharing our vision. Because even though we know the tower moment's coming, I want my vision to not just be one. Because more problems happen when we're being one-eye-sighted instead of looking at both, through both. Does that make sense? Is it focusing? I can't tell. I want to be using both of my eyes instead of just one, because a lot of pain comes when you're just using one eye. And when you want to be a family, there's multiple people involved in that, right? On a solid foundation. If you want the jewels, if you want the long life, with the long-lasting things, with the good, spiritual, healthy, long-lasting foundation, not only is it a lot of physical labor that you're not really sure what you're doing out in the ether realm, and it might not even make a lot of sense at the time, but using both eyes, right? And I mentioned his eyes earlier. But using both of our eyes to see what? To see the light, man. see the mother flippin' light. The light. I want to bring you light. Even if I look like a crazy person right now. But I'm thoroughly convinced that if you are going to set your candlestick upon a tabletop, please make sure you use both eyes and both hands. Interesting. I'm drawn to the eyes and I'm drawn to the hands. When I was saying that, I was witnessing the one eye and the two hands around the tower, and how she has one hand and yet two eyes, and he's using one hand and the other is resting on his leg. There's one eye. And how there's one eye with multiple eyes. And she's not looking where her message is going. Like, he's looking at what he's doing. Even though the eye is not. Or maybe it is. But this eye is just looking straight on. These two eyes are staring straight on. This is definitely looking straight on. This is looking straight on. Straight on what? Straight on the goal. What, are you saying even if it doesn't make sense? Yes. Even if it doesn't make any bloody sense. Because it's in the ether realm where we're going to be able to change the world. Starting with the sun. And then working our way through the Bible, I suppose. And scriptural proof about what we are in the flesh and what we are in the spirit. Because let me tell you, friends, we've made a flippin' mess. And that's the whole message. It's like literally everything. Everything is holding hands. And I don't want to keep running around in circles, so I want to just get it out. And so I need to make smaller videos about what's going on. The sun. We're going to start with the sun. And how it's affecting the world. Not only is it being protected from the different perspectives, but maybe different perspectives are protecting the foundation. Foundational work. How do we grow a flower from nothing? Well, you look up. You put faith around your neck and you believe the spirit realm. You believe the message that's coming in.